Hey guys, it's Perk, and today we are back with Storytime Saturday, but we are not back with Necropara. We actually finished Necropara, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys check out the playlist because it's awesome. I had a great time with that. It was a very extensive series. I didn't expect it to last that long, but it was really fun, so be sure to check that out. But no, we are starting on a new series this week, and that series is going to revolve around Sakai's project, Lucid9. Now, I don't know much about this, but I do know that it's not much of a romance one, which is what I really wanted. I wanted to do a switch up because we've been doing a couple funny romance, big booby girls. It's fun. It's all fun and games. It's hilarious. But I like different stories and actual stories. So today we are jumping right into the world of Lucid9, and I'm excited. This should be a lot of fun. I don't know much about it, like I said, but we're going to jump right on into it and see what it has in store for us. All right, let's do it. I step back and examine my masterpiece. Perfect. My favorite color. Oh, we're already in something really, really dramatic. Da-da-da. I've always loved red. It's different, brilliant, vibrant, unusual, a happy anomaly. Just like me. Red isn't much for nature, really only shows up in autumn, and even then it's a deary rust or a nauseating cherry. And we can't just have that, not when it deserves so much more. I feel like I'm getting Joker vibes. This is taking me back to when we played, God, what was the other one that we played? I'm forgetting the name of it. Anyway, you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about, but anyway, a whispering breeze filters through my thoughts, brushing against my skin with icy fingers. I allow myself a moment to pause, to relish, to admire, to welcome the fresh scent of freedom. This is what I live for. When I open my eyes, I spot a frail leaf dancing upon the backbone of a passing wind, afflicting the world with its appalling shade of asparagus. I pluck it from its branches with the edges of my stained fingernails. Disgusting. How anyone could enjoy this color eludes me. A soft groan redirects my attention to my waiting masterpiece. I'm gonna take a guess and say someone's dying right now as we're doing this, but you know, let's just see. It's lovely, really. Spread across the ground, face contorted with fear, twitching, cold fingers clutching at empty air. Not my best work, unfortunately. The canvas died much quicker than I had originally expected, and when I tried to carve a bit slower, well, no matter. Today, it should be a palette for my paint. I make quick work of my new palette's chest, ignoring the twitching of post-mortem reflexes from its mutilated kneecaps. Whew. Oh, wow, we are jumping right into the deep end with this one, apparently. I make quick work of my... God dang. The sweet color of red, true crimson, pure scarlet, slinks down its pallid abdomen, licking at the blossoming turf below. I dip my fingers into the settling pool of blood. It's warm, sticky, like syrup, or a settling gelatin. The sweet scent wafts into my nostrils. It smells of iron, of rust, of all things sharp and beautiful. Ugh. Now, a new canvas. I check my surroundings, evaluating the surfaces and textures and sizes and shapes of every object in sight. None are quite so satisfactory as human skin, with its elasticity, its porous absorption, its innately warm tint, but a substitute is required, so a substitute I must find. Presently, I realize that I'm still holding that eyesore of a leaf in my hand. Well, I suppose it'll have to do. In one bold, fluid stroke, I swiped my paint across the leaf, the very essence of Van Gogh himself. Ah, yes, dear Vincent. The man cut off his own ear to send a message when words just didn't suffice. I always admired his style. Van Gogh was fucking crazy. So I can only imagine what the fuck is going through this dude's mind if he's looking up to Van Gogh. I take a moment to appreciate the leaf's newfound radiance before searching for a proper display. Something like this deserves to be exhibited. I hang my canvas back on its branch. That's better. If only there was more of this color in the world. The unexpected interlude of my phone drives me out of my thoughts. The irritating thing just loves to ruin the climax. It's got some good musical taste, though. Yes. Is it done? You're always in such a rush. Well? Yes, it's done. I was having a moment. There's more where that came from. You interrupted me. You're the one who wanted to know when it was finished. A thrill leaps through my veins as my lips pull into a tenuous smile. Well, is it? Same time, same place as usual. You know the drill. I nearly clap my hands, but master myself for one final word. Understood. I cut the transmission and eagerly withdraw a small bottle from within my jacket. Only one pill left, but no matter. I'll be getting more soon enough. I pop the final capsule into my mouth, puncturing its skin with my teeth and rolling the bitter gel over my tongue. Now, this is life. Is this dude popping like Joy from that one freaking game? Oh my god. We happy few, I think that's what it's called. As a wave of euphoria sweeps through me, I turn from my handiwork, strolling out of the meadow. Today's fun is over, but tomorrow will hold just as many pleasures. Teacher? Okay. Okay, if that's going on and we're going back to a high school, I can only imagine what all is going to actually end up happening. Like I said, this was interesting. There's an entire Steam thing that I could have read to you, but honestly, I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to pretend like I actually know the gist of what's going on, but I do know that we're supposed to be playing as high schoolers, technically speaking, I think. But I think it also might switch between perspectives, so we'll see. Yama Ishimoto. I sluggishly pull my head upward, fixing my eyes on the woman in the front of the classroom. Are you even listening? I hide an instinctive smirk. Technically, no. I've always found napping more appealing than relearning history that's been drilled into me since age 6. Not that I actually can say that. In all honesty, this teacher doesn't deserve that kind of callous response. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Summarize the whole selection we've been reviewing. I glance at the touchscreen board mounted behind the teacher, quickly skimming over the graphics and topography hovering on its surface. History of Osamu, our glorious metropolis, beginning 200 AD. Ah, easy. Life was really boring for a while. We weren't in debt, weren't at war, and we're basically doing nothing interesting. The teacher's lips purse into a thin line as the classroom erupts into snickers. I feel the slightest tinge of regret and rein in my sarcasm. Then in 2007, America entered a debt crisis that caused a worldwide financial crash. Japan was one of the countries most affected by this, well, second to China. And why might that be? Because we were dumb about who we partnered with. She taps her fingers impatiently on her desk, eyes narrowing into slits. Well, she asked me to summarize the chapter. She didn't ask me how. Anyway, our glorious government didn't handle the situation so hot, so we had a lovely depression with all-time highs of unemployment and crime. Good effort, gold star. The teacher waves her hands as the class roars with laughter. Right, that's enough. I'll be needing to talk with you after class about your attitude, young man. In other news, the grass is green. Elizabeth, perhaps you can salvage this explanation. She gestures a few seats to my right, where my lavender-haired classmate sits with her spine as straight as a ruler. Ah, good. One of our main characters. Good to know. I feel a curdle of distaste in the pit of my stomach as I lounge against my chair. Of course, Elizabeth Ashihiro, class valedictorian, school poster child, and the area's golden girl. Nap time. Oh, look at her. Look, she's adorable. She's fucking adorable. Anyway, I settle my head in my arms as Elizabeth leaps to her feet, smiling warmly. Certainly. We're not gonna do that voice. Absolutely not. I will not be able to maintain that. Certainly. During this time, Japan fell into chaos. Public demonstrations, often violent, occurred almost every day. Furthermore, political scandals regarding the national government kept spreading. The teacher relaxes at Elizabeth's textbook recitation. She even shoots a quick glare at my direction, as if to say, "See, why can't you be like Elizabeth?" Eventually, local political powers became more effective than the centralized administration, hence why Isamu operates as smoothly as it does. Yes, thanks to the mayor's efforts. Perfectly done, Elizabeth. Elizabeth smiles primely and settles back into her seat, fixing her eyes on me with a challenging disapproval. I only shrug my shoulders, sending her an easy smirk. Ooh, beautiful and brainy. She might be worthy enough to make my list. I glance to my left, just in time to catch another classmate, Yahiko Ikari, winking suspiciously at Elizabeth. She clearly ignores him. Well, that's Yahiko for you. I can't remember a day when he hasn't tried to flirt with some girl or another, nor can I remember a day where he wasn't flat out rejected. Technically, he's my former roommate, which makes him my friend of 2 years. How close of a friend? Well, that's up for debate. Huh? She managed to deflect my charms? I wonder how. Me too. Me too. Oh, I get it. I was supposed to switch. Yeah. Huh? She managed to deflect my charms? I wonder how. Me too. I feel like he really needs the surfer voice. Alright. No one can resist Yahiko Akira. Yahiko clamps his mouth shut at the teacher's strict command. She leans heavily against her desk, massaging her temples with her fingers. Alright, class. Thanks to Elizabeth, we've seen where they come from. I'm sure you're all wondering what the point of this history recap was. This is just a recap? Not really, no. We must study the past to understand the future. As such, it's imperative that the next topic be taken seriously. So where do you all see yourselves 10 years from now? I'm barely able to stifle a snort. It's only, what, the second day of school? Sure, this is a third-year class. Sure, we're preparing for college entrance exams. Does that mean that we have to know exactly what we want to do for the rest of our lives? The teacher pointedly looks at me, a hard glint in her eyes. Oh, come on, fuck off. Leave me alone. Yama Ishimoto, perhaps you'd like to get us started. Bitch. I feel like I'm actually back in school right now, which sucks. I didn't like school. I'm tempted to say no thank you, but that'd be pretty rude. I'll manage my parents' restaurant, I guess. The teacher's lips tighten ever so slightly. I know what she's thinking. No passion, no ambition. He will be a failure, this one. Hey, I was called a failure too. Hell. It'll pay the bills. What more can I ask for? Really, dude? Out of anything you could have picked, you picked a restaurant manager? Well, what would you suggest? Add a bunch more, dude. Like women and cars. And he criticizes me for my lack of imagination. Come on, it's 10 years. Anything can happen. The teacher shoots him a disapproving glare as his voice raises dramatically in volume. Ah, Yahiko, thanks for volunteering. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Yahiko beams and I feel a sudden sense of dread. Here goes his dream, the one that I've heard no less than 200 times before. Fuck, I'm really excited to hear what Yahiko has to say. Even though I'm like shitting on, I actually like Yahiko. He's kind of funny to me right now. Well, Teach, I see myself with a Ferrari F500 under one arm, a Lamborghini Aventador 704 under the other, and a lot of beautiful women in between fighting for the honorable privilege of bearing my children. No fucks given. I like this dude. I like this dude. I can't even front. I like this dude, man. Yahiko is low-key my dude. I like him, even though I'm gonna shit on him because he's a dumbass. But like, I like this dude. The class stares at him. Oh heck, let's have some fun. I whisper to him. What about the mansion? I'm a dick. I am a dick. Okay. Right. Take all that and put it in front of a 200 square foot mansion attended to by a staff of 1,000 maids. And where is it located? Oh, it's in the Caribbean, on an island. A man-made island specifically constructed just for me, with my name laser engraved into the hills so that every plane that flies by sees who it belongs to. That's quite enough, Yahiko. Thanks for your, input. Clear she doesn't believe in his dream. Actually, I don't think anyone except Yahiko believes in his dream. Then again, Yahiko has enough belief to make up for everyone else. Now, Omeko, what about you? As the rest of the classmates drone on, just joining some kind of mega corporation like Luminescent or Way Forward Pharmaceuticals, I lean closer to Yahiko. You forgot some things. I did? The yacht, the walk-in closet just for designer shoes, the private jet, a second mansion in Tahiti.
Yahiko, oh, crap, I did. Self-voicing disabled.
Fuck, I don't know what I just clicked. Shit, I don't know what I just clicked. I don't know what I just did. Hopefully that'll fix things. Alright, oh crap, I did! Hey, teach! Fortunately for the teacher, the school bell rings before he can grab her attention. Alright. My classmates immediately shove their belongings into their bags and bolt for the door. Meanwhile, Yahiko heads straight for the teacher's desk, eyes lit with excitement as he gabbers on and on about his yacht and his designer shoes and his private jet and his second mansion in Tahiti. A restaurant manager, huh? And then there's Elizabeth, slipping into Yahiko's now vacant seat. She shifts her backpack's weight to the desk and raises a patronizing eyebrow at me. Well, sorry for being realistic, Miss CEO of a mega corporation. Sorry that I actually have ambition, Mr. Manager of the family restaurant. What? Should I have talked about having a mansion and cars and maids on my own personal island? You didn't even shoot for a restaurant not owned by your parents. They'll kick the bucket one day. I might as well be the one who takes over. Have some respect, would you? I snickered at that. Respect? Me? Dude, this is me in high school. And Yahiko is my dude, Zavi, in high school. That's low-key exactly what this is. This is exactly what this sounds like. I flash her a bright, over-friendly smile. See you around, Lizzie. She fumes, but forces herself to take a deep breath until her expression stills. Unfortunately, that was a pretty nice comeback. I'll give her that much. Beth still up for lunch? Shit. Beth still up for lunch? A student slides through the door with a warm smile and a wave. I recognize her as the girl who's always with Elizabeth. Don't know much else about her. Definitely a secondary character. Good to know. In the blink of an eye, Elizabeth's face softens into a friendly grin. I'll be right there. Yep, just in case it wasn't clear enough, her hate is directed exclusively at me. She's queen of the angels to everyone. Practically this girl, who I guess is the closest thing to a friend she has. Well, Ishimoto, it's been a pleasure. I bet it has. She lifts her chin and stiffly walks out of the room, nearly bumping into a startled Yahiko on the way out. As a train of second years, probably her groupies, pull her away, Yahiko slips next to me. Why did she talk to you? Not me, the great Yahiko Ikari. Maybe because there's a limit to how many brain cells she's willing to sacrifice for conversation. Beats me. She's been doing that for a while. Really? We were in the same class last year. Really? I'm not surprised that he just learned about this. Then again, to be fair, I don't talk to Yahiko much about my personal life. Yeah, something like that. It's not important. Yahiko evaluates me for a second with an unusually stoic expression, but quickly shakes it off, his face melting into a grin. So what'd you think about my dream earlier? This again. On second thought, maybe we should have kept talking about Elizabeth. Same as the other 200 times you've told me. It hasn't been 200... Has it really? 203 to be exact. I am a grade A asshole, and I am totally okay with this. Huh? So that means you think it's amazing, right? Totally. I think it's the best dream in history. It's so original and realistic. Thanks, dude. But I don't think you're aiming high enough. Huh? What should I add? Aim for the moon. He gasps as if it's the best idea ever. Poor soul. Forget Tahiti? A mansion on the moon? You'd be the first. And probably the last. This is great. Like, I don't even have to be a dick to enjoy this, because it's like he's being the dick for me. I don't have to be the, like, really? Does that make sense? No, he's doing it for me. It's pretty great. Just think about the possibilities. No one's even set foot on the moon. Imagine how famous I'll be if I build a mansion there. No one's even set foot. Seriously? Yo, call Lance Armstrong. Call Lance Armstrong? No, Neil Armstrong. Just go ahead and tell him that Lance Armstrong's a biker with one testicle and no longer a foundation. Poor doping bastard. Anyway.
Self-voicing enabled. No one's even set foot. Self-voicing disabled.
Oh, apparently if I click V, I have self-voicing.
Self-voicing enabled. No one's even set foot. Seriously. Self-voicing disabled.
Okay, we're done with that. Either I stepped into the conversation at the wrong time, or someone just came up with a really stupid idea. Enter Rue Hayata, my friend of 10 years. Technically, she's a grade lower than me, but that doesn't stop us from hanging out. She's stuck with me through thick and thin. She probably knows me better than I know myself. Beside her stands Masato Kurogane, hardy in both build and personality. If I had to describe him in one word, I'd use fire. Easily antagonized, hard to put out, and blazes every obstacle out of his way. That's actually a fantastic way of describing someone. Afternoon, little daisies. What's going on here? Afternoon, little daisies. What's going on here? I'm gonna build a vacation home on the moon. Somehow, I can't say I'm surprised. I know, right? I'm brilliant. Think, the first man on the moon and the first man to build a mansion on it. You're so bright, you're blinding me. What have you been telling him? What have you been telling him? That a giant leap for him is a small leap for mankind. She has to think about it she has to think about that for a moment, but I'm rewarded with a smirk. Clever. I know. Look, if you kids are done yapping, Yama and I gotta head to the track. I didn't think Yama was joining you again this year. Of course he is! This is news to me. It doesn't seem like a good idea considering he only went to one practice last year and ditched the rest. Well, he ain't ditching this year. Ain't that right, man? Well, now that you mention it... What's that? You guys didn't even win last year. Masato, no need to make a big deal. Masato's eye flares with instinctual need to prove the worthiness of the track. We're winning this year. I got a secret weapon. Really? Masato lights up at Ryu's apparent interest. See, we lost last year because we didn't have good names. This year, I've got a great one. He pauses for dramatic effect. Marvelous Mesa! Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Well, at the very least, this is a pretty good opportunity to joke around. Wow, that's fantastic! And I'll call myself Speed of Light, Mountain Destroyer. The hell? You should rename yourself to Streaking Shadow, Dark Eradicator. Then we'll be unstoppable. Ain't no way I'm gonna do that. Ain't no way I'm going with that. Yeah, he isn't great with sarcasm. I smirk at him, but before I can elaborate, the PA above us crackles to life. Ooh, I know exactly what to do with this. Hold on. The club is officially open in the courtyard. The club fair is officially open in the courtyard. Feel free to drop by and check out some of what your fellow students have planned. Already? At just the second day? Maybe the school is just making everything happen faster this year. I don't really see why. Isamu Imperial Boarding Academy has always done well for itself, even throughout the recession. There's no need to change things now. Hey, it's club time. Let's go take a look. No thanks, I'd rather not be blacklisted. What does that mean? It means she's afraid to go with you. You'll outshine her so much that the NO clubs will be interested in her. Oh. Ryu glares at me. I only wink back. Well, you shouldn't worry about that, my dear Ryu. Rui? Yeah, Rui. I'm sure I can use my substantial sphere of influence to get you a good spot. Rui, I'm already in a club, you know. Drama club. Oh, right. She's been in the drama club since last year, and somehow he's still forgotten. Then what was Yama talking about? Nothing. Just acting as a nothing. Just acting like an idiot, as usual. Well, you know what they say. Like attracts like. Rui elbows me sharply in the ribs, but her lips are pulling up at the corners. They also say opposites attract. Yeah, and we know which one you are. She slaps me playfully on the arm as Masato and Yahiko watch with blank stares. Did I just miss something? No more than you usually do. Yahiko frowns for a moment, but eventually shrugs the exchange off. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I need to find myself a club to grace with my innumerable talents. They're innumerable, all right. So without further ado, I bid thee farewell. He turns with a flourish of his hand, but Rui calls after him. You know that we'll be there, right? Huh? Club recruitment day. All the clubs will be here, including track and drama. Oh! Well, see you there! I very much think that he should sound just like Ed from Good Burger. I very much think that. He whisks out of the room. You're coming to man the track booth, yeah? Me? Like I'm track's poster child? In fact, I'd probably just scare away potential recruits. Don't think like that. You can be a great asset, man. You just gotta believe. You just gotta believe. I feel like I'm fucking his voice over 230 different ways, like it's really bad, but you know what? I'll eventually settle on a voice for him, eventually. AKA every movie theme ever. We exchange snickers, but Masato grabs my arm. Really, man? You coming? Surprised by his sudden intensity, I contemplate it for a moment. It doesn't take long. Sure, why not? Really? Not like I have anything else to do. Masato grins, releasing my arm. Good. I gotta go set up, but I'm expecting you there. He dashes out of the room after a quick wave to Rui. She smiles back and promptly turns to me. Have you figured out why he wants you to track so badly? Not a clue. She hesitates for a moment and glances around the room. You know, you could join drama club instead. It could be a valid excuse for Masato. I think he just asked why I joined a different club when I could have joined track. But still. I think you'd really like it. Honestly, it sounds like it could be pretty fun. Ryu seems to enjoy it. She often claims that it's just like when we played make-believe as kids. And make-believe is one of the few things I don't mind doing. But it's so much work. It's no more work than track, idiot. Baka. Baka. Besides, it could be really fun. I'll take your word for it. She rolls her eyes and shoulders her bag. Well, fine, Mr. Grumpy Pants. Some of us have club booths to manage, so I'm gonna get going. I'll go with you. We walk in step to the door, almost into freedom, and then the strident voice of the teacher rips through the air. Ahem! Fuck. Yama Ishimoto. Surely you didn't expect to escape so easily. A little bit. Kinda did. A little bit. Ah, yes. My attitude problems. I turned to Rui, suddenly pleading. Bail me out? Not a chance. What? What? It builds character. Oh, you cheeky bastard. How dare you? How dare you? I have plenty of character. Come on, throw up a distraction for me. I throw in a shameless dose of puppy eyes. She only pokes my forehead, sticking her tongue out. You win some, you lose some. Just be glad it's with the teacher instead of the police. She darts off as I call flatteringly after her. But at least the police wouldn't bore me to tears. Oh no. She low-key left my dude. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and point out one thing about the art is that I like the facial expressions do change pretty much almost every line or so, and especially if they say, oh, she gave me a look like this, it changes it up. So I really do like that. Of course, I always call that out in any time I do like it, but it's because not every visual novel has it, so I always appreciate the ones that do. Nonetheless, let's get back to this fucking teacher. All right, Senpai? What was that, young man? I turned to find the teacher hovering right behind. I have had that happen. So quick intervention for story time. I actually had something like that once happen when I got my only referral that I ever have on my record. The only referral I've ever had on my record was, it was at lunch, and it was me and my group of friends, and we sit outside at the same table every day. It's pretty chilled. It's away from most places, and we can kind of chill. But like, of course, people walk by every so often, and it's all good. We don't really give a shit. We talk. We're crazy. We do whatever we do. We can be loud. We can be obnoxious because it's literally our table, and no one else is really there. So we just kind of talk. We just kind of talk shit and do whatever we do. But we have 2-story buildings. So above us is one of the 2-story buildings, and a couple of my friends from another class are looking down, and I realized like they started throwing stuff at me. So they started throwing stuff at me. I'm like, oh, you asshole! Like I'm like fucking with them. I'm like, you dick! What a dick! And then they start doing like the jerk off motion, and they're like, ah! And I'm like, oh, I'm like, ah, whatever. And then and then they're like, then we're laughing, we're giggling. So then I get up and I do the jerk off motion back, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, whatever, you cockhole. I'm like, what, you know, I'm just kind of being a dick because I do that. And then suddenly all my friends who are around me get quiet. I look on the faces of my friends up there, and they're just kind of like, and I'm like, well, whatever it is, I'm caught anyway, so. And I turn around, and it's my assistant principal. It's the assistant principal, and everyone's kind of like, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And she just does this. She's like, and I'm like, well, pick up my bag, and I'm like, well, let's go. So I go to her office, and she's like, is that appropriate? Do you feel that's appropriate to do? And I could have just said, no, it was not. I apologize. I'm really, really sorry that I did this and blah and blah. But instead, I'm just like, it kind of depends on the time. And she's very taken aback. She's like, do you really think that was appropriate? I mean, it depends on the time. I was at lunch with my friends. They're cool with it. She's like, it's never appropriate. I'm like, that's not true. She gets pissed off. She gets just so mad. It's like, well, I was going to take it easy on you, but now you force my hand, and you have whatever. I forget what she assigned me. I think it was like detention or some shit. And I was like, well, okay. Can I go now? No, I have to fill out this form. So then the rest of lunch, I sat in the assistant principal's office, kind of staring at her as she wrote my referral. I'm just like. Then right before lunch ended, she's like, okay, you can go now. You have detention, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, peace out. And then I walk back, and I leave, and I go back to my friends, and they're just like, oh, it's like, bro, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And then we continued. The bell rang, and we went to class. But yeah, fun fact, I've had something like that happen where she literally stood behind me. She's just like, she gave me that thing. I'm just like, well, fuck. Pretty bad. Anyway, hilarious. Fun times. Let's continue. Whoops. I turn to find the teacher right behind me, hovering right behind me. Whoops. Nothing. Great weather we're having, huh? She doesn't seem amused. Neither did my assistant principal. At this point, at what point? In the second day of school, unless she's referring to teaching me last year. Come to think of it, yeah, that's highly possible. It's clear that detention is doing nothing for your toxic behavior. Well, yeah, because I can nap in detention. Therefore, I've taken the liberty of recommending you for the therapeutic mentorship, which will take place on campus at the discretion of our dorm manager. Requirements will be 1 hour, 5 days a week. The mentor will need to sign off on every visit. The what now? Are you scheduling brainwashing sessions for me? Excuse me? You might have other ideas, young man, but civility and respect are the integral cornerstones of our modern society. Okay. I don't know what's going on in Japan, but not here. If it does result in scrubbing away some of that arrogance of yours, then I say good riddance. I'm shocked by this. This unusually passionate outburst from her. She slows her breath, shaking as she jabs a book and envelope at me. Take this, Mr. Ryota's office. You know where it is. A tiny pinch of tension releases. Mr. Ryota's the mentor? Maybe this won't be so bad. I give the book a once-over. The cover is somber and 100% boring. Block letters proclaim primates of the 21st century, 100 plus correctional techniques to improve the mindset of any underdeveloped adolescent. Damn. Well, gee, I'm honored. Take it. I take it. Goodbye, Yama Ishimoto. She flounces out of the classroom, clearly fed up with my shenanigans. Damn. I kind of feel a little bit douchey right now. Not too douchey, though. Wordlessly, I turn and head down the corridor. Guess somebody's a little touchy. Not that I can blame her. If I had a student like me, I'd hate him too. I tromp down the stairs to the first floor and stop before a door at the edge of the hallway, bearing a sign, J. Rhoda, dorm manager. I rap sharply on the wood 3 times. Mr. Ryota? What? Is it nuclear war? What? No. Don't feel like opening the door for anything less important. I could open my door for myself. Locked it. Don't bother. I press my ear against the door, listening keenly. There it is, action-packed orchestral strings, just barely bleeding through the wood. Faint clanging of swords on shields. Are you in a clan war, Mr. Ryota? Bah! A moment later, the door's lock clicks open. I slip inside the room, holding back a smile. The office is minimalistic in its furnishing, but fairly welcoming. Warm light encompasses the room, highlighting the comfortable chairs arrangement around the coffee table that bears a bowl of potato chips. It looks more like the office of a therapist rather than the office of a school dorm manager. In the corner, I spot a calmly mahogany desk, on top of which sits Jiro Ryota, written in a dramatic position. Very dramatic position. Welcome to the Satin Room. Have you brought an offering to appease the Dark Lord? Indeed I have. With an equally exaggerated bow, I present the book and note from my teacher. Mr. Ryota's eyebrows scrunch in confusion. The hell is this? I kinda got in trouble earlier for talking back. Instead of detention, the teacher's convinced that I need a more permanent solution. Like death? I can help you with that. She was thinking more along the lines of counseling, I believe. Oh, okay. But what the hell is this? He shakes the book he shakes the book emphatically. The curriculum the teacher recommends for, helping me? Oh, right. Well, I'll put it where it belongs. He probably throws it in the trash, which extracts a laugh from me. God damn, this dude's a G. What a fucking G. Now to business. Let me read up on it what exactly your teacher wants. His eyes drift over the paper that I silently handed him. Oh boy, isn't this precious? Let me translate. Dear Mr. Ryota, I'm having trouble subduing a boy who actually has a brain and doesn't care for the infancies of the bureaucracy. Sincerely, a woman who is certainly the most boring person in her graduating class. I'm not sure if you guys seeing it too, but the fucking shade. The shade, dude. Oh my god. My dude hurled a tree. This is ridiculous. Like, he just full on said, here you go. What's that? A bunch of shade. Have fun. Oh my god, that's great. That's fucking A. That's fucking A. By the way, don't tell me when I said that or I might get fired. And then you'd have to take counseling from Mr. Hanazawa. And then where would we be? Consider the NDA signed. Mr. Ryota reclines easily against his chair, kicking his legs onto the table. So how's the apartment? Still in one piece, mostly. Good to hear. And Phil? Phil? The little house plant the one I placed on your shelf. Your memory sucks more than mine, kid. Oh, right. I vaguely remember Mr. Ryota forming an odd attachment to the plant when I had moved into my apartment, even to the point where he named it Phil. I think he died. That's a bit odd. I thought he was a fake plant. Nope, look faked on the outside, I guess, but it's all real inside. A satisfied smile pulls at Mr. Ryota's lips, and I suddenly realize the metaphor. We're not talking about plants, are we? Your optimism is inspiring, kid. I would have thought your answer to be on the contrary. What people look real on the outside, but they're all fake inside? Something like that. We were talking about plants. How was I supposed to know? Well, you know. So now that you know, is your answer the same? No. Didn't even need to think about it. It's the truth. People pretend to be genuine on the outside, but inside, they're nothing. Mr. Ryota evaluates me for a moment, but to my surprise, there's no judging in his gaze. Must be a real party pleaser. I'll be here all week. What made you draw such a depressing conclusion? I can tell the mind's on the fast track of psychoanalysts, childhood trauma, clinical depression, suicidal tendencies. Time to put that to rest, because if anything should be blamed, it should be my 100% natural disdain for humanity. Power of observation, if anything. People like to be strong, confident, independent on the outside. Peel that away and what do you get? Their heart? And that heart must be pretty pathetic. Did I ever say otherwise? No, I guess he didn't. Mr. Ryota eases from the topic and leans back his chair, drawing a planner from his drawer. Well, if it were up to me, I'd say that you're just like any other surly teenager going through his first throes of senioritis. But paperwork's been signed, and you know how bureaucracy goes. I thought our government was supposed to be more efficient since the national change. Ha! You assume the mayor actually does anything important. He scowls something down on his tablet and taps the screen. My phone buzzes gently in my pocket. Your teacher recommends that we meet every day, but honestly, who has time for that? We'll just play it by ear. You let me know if you ever have the urge to murder someone. Probably means you're due for another checkup. I checked when he sent me a copy of a spreadsheet that's taped outside his door, revealing his available times. Wow, how do you have this much free time? Life as a dorm manager is just swell, isn't it? I thought you had at least some kind of job. I'll let you in on a secret. The kids here don't cause much trouble. Not because they're angels, not because they're boring, because they're too prissy. They don't want to get their manicured nails dirty with the stuff like graffiti or booze. But they do need someone to cry to when they stub a toe, and the other teachers seem to think that I fit the job description. Actually, it's more likely that they don't want to deal with hormonal brats. So instead of being a helicopter parent, I get to be a bitch warmer who just nods and smiles once every few minutes. Like with me? Well, you'll be more interesting than the rest of them, I hope. Yeah, it sounds like the Academy in a nutshell. Half the people are too snobby to be fun, and the other half are too lazy to care. What do you get here? What do you get to hear? Whining about grades, toxic relationships? Sometimes, but not always. At any rate, I can't exactly complain. Makes my job easy. Thanks for your massive contributions to society. You're absolutely welcome. They seem equal to yours. I know I'm not commentating much because I'm just kind of reading, but like, the banter is so great. I love banter in like real life, not in like the obviously scripted TV sense, but when you can get that type of banter with someone regularly, we're just kind of, oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely, for sure, no, what, nah. I love banter. Bantering back and forth with people is probably one of my favorite things in the world. Like, if me and you can banter, we're cool. Like, we're swagging. I don't even attempt to banter people with banter. I don't even attempt to banter with people I don't like. So like the fact that I banter with certain people, it's just like no. You're lit, dude. Me and you, we're Gucci. Like let's keep on that. So The way they're bantering back and forth is fucking natural, and I love it. This writing's actually pretty natural. Not my natural, but natural for like the scene that's happening, if you know what I'm saying. Which makes me happy. I like when things seem fairly naturally flowing. I snort, he chuckles. Yeah, this could have been really painful if I hadn't got Mr. Ryota. Well, as your loving, caring, and awe-inspiring mentor, I can hardly keep you from the beauty that is the club recruitment day. Oh no, I'm fine, really. Off you go. Take a selfie and send it to me. Or I'll schedule an appointment tomorrow. But that's... You said... You need to expand your opportunities, broaden your horizons, go where no man has gone before. But... And most importantly, you need to get out of my office so I can check on my clan. That's just sad, Mr. Ryota. World domination calls. See ya. And without another word, he shoved me out and slammed the door in my face. Oh God. I know that he probably won't be able to watch this, but I definitely have a teacher that I have on Facebook that I totally want to kind of send this to, just because it seems absolutely amazing that if he could see this. Like this would be him more or less if he was given the same position. I'm pretty sure that would have been him if he didn't have his own family. But nonetheless, it's pretty lit. I have no choice but to head to the school courtyard. It doesn't take much time to find Masato behind the track table, armed with I Heart Track flags and I Heart Track posters and I Heart Track headbands. I get this very vague feeling that he loves track. He welcomes me enthusiastically, immediately piling in all admin duties onto me. But true to my word, I proceed to be completely useless throughout the recruitment process. Eventually, Masato seems to give up, handing me a simple sign to wave around. I amuse myself by coming up with truly terrible pitches. Want a six-pack? Join track. Looking for health hacks? Join track. Get a knack? Join track. Rid your lack? Join track. Pick up the slack? Join track. For reasons unknown, Masato seems to love this. He grins and slaps me on the back. There you go. You just need to apply yourself, see? I'm pretty sure that those glances we were getting were from underclassmen that aren't looks. I'm pretty sure those glances we're getting from the underclassmen aren't looks of admiration. Despite my obvious shortcomings, Masato hooks 4 recruits into track. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised that he got that many. A lot of the attendees of the school are the richer, lazier kids. I also noticed that he seemed to be a lot easier on them than he was on me. When the club recruitment fair is done and everything's torn down, Masato and I head to school entrance and wait for Ryu and Yahiko. For reasons unknown, Masato is ecstatically chattering about my newfound enthusiasm. You killed it today, man! That's the kind of team spirit we need! Great, I might have just gotten myself into more trouble. Well, I guess I was in track most of last year. Might as well do it again this year. Blonde girl, okay. To him, and then I said, Jesus on gravy's stick of motherload, we could use a man with your skills. Until he signed the contract with the blood from his veins, thereby permanently joining the drama club. Wow, I can't believe you're so good at recruiting people. You know what they've said to me? What? What? Something like, get a life, you're just in denial about reality. Well, darn my socks, youths these days are so cynical. The two come to a halt as Masato waves Ryu over. Well, it looks like you guys have plans. I better leave you and you and everyone else to have some nice time together. What are you talking about? It's more like a babysitting duty, where I'm the babysitter and I have to make sure a bunch of kids, won't, set the house on fire and stuff. Come on, he's your best friend, isn't he? And your childhood friend. Yeah, but... Have you guys made a childhood promise together? What? No way! Really? Really? Those kind of things are more cliche than explosions in an action movie. Exactly. Well, think of it this way. Although explosions may be cliche, they're also a staple. You can't have a proper action movie without proper explosions. That's true shit. That's pretty fucking real. Like, think about that for a minute. When was the last time you watched an action movie that didn't have some good ass explosions? Think about that. It's the same with life. You can't have a proper childhood friend without a proper childhood promise. I wince. Does she have to mention romance? Really? Oh, look, there they are. Guess I better get going. Have fun storming the castle. The girl cheerily skips away as Ryu sprints to us for refuge. I try for a smirk. Looks like you and Akira had a productive recruitment day. Akira Karubi, Ryu's best friend, current roommate, and self-appointed matchmaker. Also another person who I don't get along with, but let's be honest, do I get along with anybody? So, guys, I may have lied to you. This entire visual novel is actually based on my life story, which is why I relate to this dude so much. I relate to this dude so much. Anyway, who do I get along with? Yeah, that one. Akira was sure productive. I barely had any luck. I noticed that she's mastered herself surprisingly quickly. Well, I guess that 10 years of make-believe and drama club would do that to you. Ooh, that's gross. That's gross. How did you guys do? We got 4 new recruits, 15 liters of fresh blood. 15 liters? Did you just pull that number out of your head, or is it actually legit? Real woman? Of course it's legit. Average weight's 55 kilometers. The average teenager has a blood volume of 7%. His or her total weight. We got ourselves 4 new recruits. Ryu's eyes are already swimming as he raves on, seemingly unaware of the curious glances from the freshmen who've pegged him as a rough thug. Assuming no one's anemic, we got 55 times 4 in total kilograms, which is 220. Multiply that by 0.07 for the weight to the blood volume ratio. Bam, 15.4. Round it down to 15 for a nice round number, and we got ourselves 15 liters of fresh blood. Da 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 da. Da da da. And this is why Masato's really good at catching people off guard. I can't believe you actually calculated that. Why? It ain't no trouble. Sure sounds like trouble. Hell no! Hell no! You should see what we do in Honor Society. Yes, Honor Society. Not only does he participate in it, he's the president. Oh, did I not mention that? He's literally good at everything. Athletics, academics, heck, probably even art. Except sarcasm. That's one area I can trump him in. The only area I can trump him in. Oh, here comes the great Yahiko Ikari. Sure enough, a familiar shock of blonde hair pops around the corner. Yahiko's beaming, but I notice that he's not holding a sign-up page in his hand. Good day to you, my pitiful peasants. You've arrived just in time to witness my brilliant plan. Technically, he was the one who came to us, but I stay silent. You see, I've decided to create my own club, a club worthy of my immeasurable greatness. In other words, he got rejected by all the other clubs. Oh boy. You're making a club? Good for you! Oh god, I'm fucking up my voices now. It's too early to be fucking up voices. You're making a club? Good for you! Oh no, I'm gonna call it the Happy Club, and it'll comprise of minions who will follow my every bidding. I think we just witnessed the creation of a shadiest club on campus. Of the shadiest club on campus. He'll start by taking over the school, then Isamu, then Japan, then the entire world. Well, at least he doesn't lack ambition. And once my mansion on the moon is built, we will have dominion over the whole universe itself. But he does lack brains. What you guys talking all secret about? What you guys talking about all secret like? Nothing. We're just talking about how we haven't gone to GFC in a while. As completely unconvincing as this excuse is, she successfully turns Maseto's attention to food. GFC? I think we think alike, Ree. We better get going before the dinner rush starts. He marches off, humming cheerily as Yahiko blathers on about how amazing his new club will be. Great cover. I know. Totally inconspicuous. Just as inconspicuous as the time you were in a kimono. Mugo Wagateki Okada! That's a fucking ultimate. Just right on. Just bish. Oh fuck, I've like lost the focus of my camera. Anyway. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Of course you'd bring that up. You want to get tickled? You wouldn't dare. Whenever you mention anything about kimonos, I feel a sudden urge to tickle the nearest person. We better get going. We should follow Masato and Yahiko to GFC. Yeah. She speeds away before I have a chance to stop her. I only chuckle to myself as I catch up. As we make our way to the lively shopping area a few blocks away from campus, a couple of details catch my attention. The endless posters and billboards plastered with the faces of politicians with the broad, candid smiles proclaiming in bold letters, "Back to prosperity. The recession is over. Do more with more." Upon scrolling tablets again, and giant projected screens. That's normal. There's the smoker and his buddy, the random drunkard, the group of tourists clutching electronic pamphlets titled "Welcome to the Glorious Metropolis of Isamu," while taking pictures in front of every possible location. And most of all, ordinary Isamite power walking down the sidewalks with resumes clutched in their hopeful hands. That's also normal. Everything is normal. Completely normal. So why do I feel so uneasy? Maybe it's because maybe it's the skyscrapers. I never liked them. They're too tall, and I always get the impression they're watching me. Not like Guardians either. Not some benevolent force that's watching over the city. More like staring, waiting for the right moment to strike. And then there's the smog, that terrible musky pollution that sits on my skin like a coat of hard mud. Every breath is disgusting, but every breath is necessary. I hate the city. I really do. Too bad there's nothing better. Not really. Too bad Isamu has always been the best, if not only option. Pay attention, you idiot! Oh, hold on. I thought that was me. Or Masato. Pay attention, you idiot! I'm startled out of my thoughts by Masato grabbing my arm and yanking me out of the street. Do you not see the red light? Red means stop. And stop means your velocity reaches 0. You could have been run over by a truck. Despite myself, I'm touched by the concern. I'm fine. Let's go. After eyeing me for a long moment, Yahiko shrugs and bounds to GFC's automatic doors, activating the motion sensor with a flourish. Ladies first. Lady where? Right here. She slaps a hand on my shoulder with a cheery grin. Ooh, good one. You mean Yamaha's been a girl this entire time? Oh heaven no, that would really be awkward. Why? Let's go have some chicken. Boy, I'm so hungry. Fried chicken. I feel really racist having to say that myself. Anyway. She quickly steps into GFC. I just realized it's like supposed to be like KFC, GFC. Just caught on to that. Leaving Masato thoroughly bewildered. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why is it awkward? Beats me. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have a good idea, but there's no way I'm bringing it up. Look, are we having chicken or not? Of course we are. What do you take me for? Well, good thing that neither he or Yahiko are very perceptive. Without further ado, we enter GFC. Yep, it's supposed to be KFC, and that is probably the best KFC ripoff sign I have ever seen. Fucking chicken with Colonel Sanders glasses. Okay. Sorry. General Fried Chicken has always been a favorite of students from the academy. It's fast, it's cheap, and it's within walking distance. It's also pretty nice considering that it's a fast food outlet. The tables are clean, the walls are lined with cushioned booths, and the red and beige paint slathered on the walls seem fresh and pristine. For some reason, the smell of heavy grease and oil is overbearing. For us, it's the smell of pure heaven. Ugh, this place smells like death. Well, most of us. Weren't you the one who was in such a hurry to come in? Fried chicken. Shut up. After we order and pick up our chicken, we slip into the nearest booth. Masato rifles through his wallet, a frown crossing his lips. Damn, the dough's cocky. I have no clue what he just said. What? Thankfully, no one else seems to know either. Masato is slightly startled, as if he didn't notice we were all there. Nothing. So, how was class? That's pretty suspicious, but we all decided to let it pass. We're nice like that. Pretty good. But I don't know anyone in my class. What? Are they giving you a hard time? What? Nothing like that. It's just, you know, you guys are a year older, and Akira's in a different class this year. I'm sure you'll make truckloads of friends. Yeah, you're almost as charming as me. Thanks, guys. Despite the cheery exchange, I noticed there's a shadow to Ryu's eyes. She definitely should have a lot of friends. She's likable, warm, fun, and talented, but for some unknown reason, chooses to spend most of her time with me, a useless cynic, and Akira, an optimist with a few screws loose. I've always wanted to ask why, but a small part of me is afraid that the moment I bring it up, she'll realize it and leave. No, I need to do this. It's the least I can do. Why don't you hang out with your classmates? The words come out a lot harsher than I intended to, but Ryu doesn't even seem to be offended. Her expression darkens, but it's not one of anger, not hurt. But it's one of anger, not hurt. I don't want to hang around people like them. Why not? They're a bunch of fakes. All they do is judge me, or others in the class, or even one another. They're not outright mean, but I don't like it when people talk behind my back. And they pick on this shy girl in our class for no reason. It's stupid. You really hate them, don't you? Not really, but we don't get along. She picks idly at her chicken. The air feels somber and heavy. Hey, you know what we need? A competition! Now's not the time to bring up competitions, Masato. Actually, that's a good idea. Wait, what? She's never said that before. The fuck? Generally because Masato's never come up with any good ideas. Yeah, I'll have to sit this one out, or it won't even be a contest. You and me and Yama. No thanks. You don't even know what it is. Fine, what is it? Who can eat the most triple S's in the shortest amount of time? No thanks. Hey! The triple S hot wings and GFC's most infamous menu item. An order of blindingly spicy wings. I don't particularly feel like disabling my mouth forever. Thanks. Rui wants to watch. Rui wants to watch. I glance at Rui. The prospect of watching a competition does seem appealing to her. Probably because she can make fun of all the stupidity of all it. Well, if it'll show up Rui. Gosh, I need some serious help. Fine, you're paying though. Never fear, the generous Yahiko Ikari shall bestow you with the necessary funds. He sells some cash to Masato, who takes it with a nod of thanks. Boy, this'll be fun for me. I have a friend exactly like this as well. I literally have this entire friend group. I've had this entire friend group in high school. I swear to Christ. I swear to Zeus himself, bro. This is fucking ridiculous. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Why not? You mean, why wouldn't I want to participate in a competition that could potentially ruin my mouth and traumatize me forever? Yeah, exactly. This guy, sometimes I wonder if he's trying to be this, well, stupid. Yeah. Masato returns and slides 2 platters of Triple S hot wings to the center of the table. Now, remember, every good competition needs a good audience. Let me hear it for Team Team Kuragan. Hey, wait, why aren't you cheering? Huh? I'm in character as an audience member who's cheering for Yama. Pshaw, you and your drama club. Fine, give it up for Team Ishimoto. Yeah! Everyone in the restaurant drops in silence and stares at us. I elbow her in the ribs, feeling a flush creep on my cheeks. Stop that. What? I'm in character. Sure you are. Okay, whatever, let's get going. We lean forward, hands just a hair away from the tray, as Rui looks on with an expectant smile. 3, 2, 1, go! Masato immediately starts shoveling hot wings into his mouth, but I take a few moments to gather myself before I take a bite. The chicken wings seem to explode into my mouth, sending streaks of fire down my tongue. I cough violently and gulp down some water. This was a terrible idea. You mustn't fail me, marvelous minion! Oh, everyone is watching. Hey, you gotta cheer for Yama, this isn't any fun. But now that I've noticed, it's kind of embarrassing. Gee, thanks, it's not like I'm doing this for you or anything. Grimacing, I shove the remainder of the wing into my mouth and spit it out. The meat burns down my esophagus and shimmers into my stomach. Come on, Yama needs a cheering squad! Rip, kick him in the knee! Rip, Raz, kick him in the other knee! Get Sonic! Masato spits out his bones on the platter. 3 wings down already, and I've just started my second. For some reason, that makes me feel unusually competitive. You got this, you're beating him! Ice cream soda, banana split. We think your team's full of shift to the left, shift to the right. Stand up, sit down, fight! As she finishes her chant and quickly turns away to hide her embarrassment, I barely work through one more mouthful of fried chicken before giving up. There has to be another way. Yeah, fizzling down, kick guy. He's just getting more and more of his syllables are just disappearing as I do his voice. Go Yama? My eyes land on an innocuous packet sticking from beneath the chicken bucket. GFC hot sauce. Well, desperate times calls for desperate measures. While Masato reaches for this 6-wing, fuck these words right now. I surreptitiously ripped off the end of the hot sauce packet and squirted it all over his platter. He only smirks at me. Ha! Gonna take a little more than ketchup to win. He bites triumphantly into the wing. Oh, that's no ketchup. He freezes. I swear the steam is coming out of his ears. It's GFC's signature hot sauce. Hot! Hot! A desperate Masato launches out of the booth and sprints to the soda machine. Wait. That was cheating! That was cheating! Is it cheating if there aren't any rules in the first place? Either way, it was pretty dirty. Poor Masato. She looks pointedly at Masato, who's slowly dragging himself back into the booth while chugging a huge cup of water. I feel a slight tilt of guilt at his suffering. Maria's obviously improved mood makes it worth it. This ain't the end. I'm gonna fucking hell. He kneels over the table, somehow managing to continue drinking from his cup. Oh, that reminds me, the latest episode of Grover Mercher. Of what? You mean you haven't heard of Grover Mercher? Mecker. Grover Mecker. Do you have to yell so loudly? Honestly, I'm surprised haven't been kicked out for causing a public disturbance yet. But one cannot help but yell at the epicness of Grover Mecker. Okay, fine. What is it? It's this web series that a couple of my hallmates made. Remember over the summer? Oh yeah, I saw you running around wearing a long blonde wig or something. Great, the mental image I'm not getting out of my head anytime soon. Yeah, it's about the President of the United States. Well, it's called Akirama in our web series. Isn't that clever? Fighting other politicians to defend his country. So it's like a political drama? No way, dude, that's boring. They battle it out in giant robots. The president is red, white, and blue. It even has an eagle motif and everything. That sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That sounds like the coolest thing I've ever heard. Is he for real? Of course it is. I'm headlining the main event. I'm the president's aide. If you're the president's aide, you're a side character. You're not the lead. Huh? Really? Well, I, for one, am proud of you. You finally found your calling being a background character. This is the most real shit, bro. This is exactly how high schoolers act too. Like, I'm so happy that this is pretty true to high schoolers. I know, right? I'm gonna be a star. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the physical manifestation of saying ignorance is bliss. Episodes are all up on the website. Just search the title Grover Mecker, and you're all set. We'll have to check it out. Are you serious? How else will I know how to viciously I can't decide whether to be offended or be impressed. Why not both? Hey, you two listening? Are you two listening? Sorry, what? Nah, I was just saying, I gotta get back. I gotta go back. I briefly checked my phone. 6:10, almost Masato's curfew. Yeah, he has this thing where he has to go to bed at 9:30 sharp every night. Just one more way that he's completely crazy. Disciplined, but crazy. Still, it's best to honor that. The only thing worse than normal Masato trying to drag me into track is grumpy Masato trying to drag me into track. Then let's go. We head out of the restaurant and back to the academy right as the sun starts to set. It's the kind of ritual to walk with them. It's kind of a ritual to walk with them. I don't even live at the dorms anymore. I live in an apartment within walking distance. But since there's nothing and no one waiting for me at my apartment, I kind of just go wherever they go. Maybe it's because our stomachs are full, but we're completely silent on the way walking back. It's a comfortable silence, but still, silence. And that means thinking. Overthinking, unfortunately. I almost jump as I see a group of 3 policemen race by on the opposite side of the street, approaching sirens piercing the air with an incessant wailing and direct our attention to... Oh no. Whoa! Whoa! A wave of nausea washes over me. The front of the city bus is crumpled against the back of a pickup truck. Thin trails of smoke mixed with the pungent smell of burnt rubber and scrapped metal. The scene is surrounded by a unit of police cars and a fire truck, along with a crowd of shaking people along the sidewalk. How awful. At least they all look okay. We can't do anything about it. Let's go. Masato and Yahiko nod hesitantly, but Ryu only stares thoughtfully at me. I stare at her. She tilts her head. I shrug. This seems to help her come to a decision as she suddenly turns to Masato and Yahiko with a convincing smile. Hey, Masato, Yahiko, why don't you guys head on back? I got something to do really quickly. Masato opens his mouth, clearly confused, but Yahiko elbows him in the side and shakes his head ever so slightly. What? Say, we better get back before you curfew. Hold your horses, I was gonna ask. Come along, peasant, your king commands it. With a final wave, Yahiko drags Masato down the street. Ryu turns her attention to me. I'm inviting myself over. Gee, thanks. That's what friends are for. Despite the smirk on her face, I catch her glancing at the ruined bus. I can't find it in me to argue with her. Sure, I guess. We switch our route to a different street, remaining silent as we pass by 3 more police officers. We reach Myriad Apartments without much difficulty. It's a pretty decent place at a low rate. A lot of Academy students are known to live here due to its close proximity to campus. Do a lot of students live here? Yeah, why? Well, what if someone sees us? I don't want them to get the wrong idea. I felt a little uneasy as I removed my shoes. Judging from the blush on her face, it's less that she's worried about a ruined reputation and more that she's trying to cover up certain feelings. Feelings I'm not really ready to deal with. Don't worry, I'm sure they just think you're one of my guy friends. I don't even look like a boy. I only smirk at her as I flop on the sofa. This is the place I know as home sweet home. Simple furniture, random pieces of clothing here and there, and a basic kitchen crammed in the corner. Not too fancy, but not shabby in the slightest. Comfortable. Rui doesn't seem to feel the same way. She gives everything a disapproving look as she proceeds through the apartment. I think this place has gotten messier. So sue me. Can I actually? No. She looks over me for a moment. Something in her expression shifts. So that bus. I sigh noisily and close my eyes. Can we talk about something else? Da-da-da. You hungry? Huh? I can make some omelets. Isn't that a breakfast food? Instead of replying, I just hear the rhythmic patter of footsteps against the carpet. In a few minutes, there's the clack-clack of a knife against a chopping board, the gentle sizzle of oil in a frying pan, and the tick-tick-tack of chopsticks whipping against a bowl of eggs. A heavenly aroma rises in the air. Hui. With the lack of response, I open my eyes. It takes a little effort, but I manage to pull myself up and head to the kitchen. Rui, I stop short. Rui zeroed in on the stove, sprinkling ham and cheese over a bubbling layer of eggs and humming a catchy little tune. The apron tied around her waist shouldn't be too big for her, but somehow it looks perfect. Wait, this is Rui. Rui Hayata, get a grip. Yama, get a grip. Nope, it's too late. Welcome home, honey. You must be starving. I prepared dinner just for you. Wow, I'm so lucky for marrying such a wonderful woman. Not to mention adorable. Oh, sweetie. I'm the lucky one. Look at your chiseled jaw, your beautiful eyes. I'm not the one who's a work of art, baby. I can't... Is he like... Is he like imagining this, or is this real? Like, I need to know. She seemed like she changed clothes, so I'm gonna say that he's imagining it, but that's my guess. Also, how much of this is he saying out loud? Does she know? Oh, fuck it. We'll figure it out. Well, don't you see how Don't you have a seat, Pumpkin? Dinner is almost served. I simply can't wait to taste your delicious food, Angel. What would you prefer, darling? Dinner, a bath, or me? Oh, sugar, we both know the answer to that question. In that case, love, the first course will be... your lips. My fist. I immediately jerked back to reality, the terrible vision dissipating into thin air. Well, that escalated quickly. I don't even want to know what would bring such a terrible image to mind. Rui and me married? I shudder on the inside. Not that she's, well, bad or anything. We understand each other more than anyone else. But then we'd have to be in a romantic relationship, and romance in high school is just... well, we could end up losing our friendship entirely, which would suck. Fair. And it's 99.9999% likely given my great luck. Crap. What am I even thinking about? Back to reality. What are you making? Omelets? Are you sure? She nudges me in the side, but she's smiling. Plate, please. Huh? Plate, idiot. Yeah, your majesty. We keep things light and teasing as I reach into the cabinet and pass a plate to Ree. She freezes slightly when my shoulder brushes against hers, but I pretend not to notice. Just like what the doctor ordered, one premium plate imported directly from the mystical land of Denmark. I graciously accept this offering, O humble servant. May there be lasting peace between our countries. She deftly slides the omelet onto the plate in one fluid motion, dipping into a slight curtsy as I dig in. The delectable flavor of mozzarella, cheddar, ham, and mushrooms explodes in my mouth. Am I in heaven? Rui beams proudly. That good? As if an angel made it herself. Oh wait, one did. Sometimes I swear that there's someone else in this head of mine. It's delicious. The genuine heart-rending smile that spread across her face just makes my stomach sink. That's not the kind of smile you make when you're complimented on your cooking by a friend. Just a friend, that is. She looks like she could jump over the moon. That kind of shining, beautiful smile. That is only made when the smiler is utterly happy and completely ignorant that they're utterly happy. I want her to be happy, but false hopes. It's just too cruel. Maybe there's something I can do to put her down without hurting her feelings. Hey, Rui, do you ever think we hang out too much? What? Gentle, be the gentlest human being on earth. Except the thing I'm quite possibly worst at is being gentle. You know, high school is the time to explore, especially since we're getting ready for university. So maybe we should both be spending time just, looking at other things, going to events, stuff like that. You're telling me that you're going to an event with people? I'm saying that we shouldn't be together so often. Her face immediately falls. Damn it. I already know that my words have hit her harder than intended. After all, pretty much all we've been doing for the past 10 years has been hanging out. We were each other's only constant amidst new locations, new schools, new friends. That one firm foundation that one firm foundation that's there until the end of time. I can speak English, I promise you. If you separate Rui and Yama from Rui, I'm not sure what you would find. To have me, who's always been relying on her, leeching off her, suggest that he wants to go on his own way and do his own thing? Well, it's awfully short-sighted and ungrateful. But I guess that's what I am, really, because I'm too scared that Rui would really, truly, honestly end up falling in love with me. Not that I have any clue why she would, but insurance is key. Look, I appreciate this, but I'm not a kid anymore. I can take care of myself just fine. That's not true. Like I know the place needs a good cleaning, I don't need someone else to tell me. I attempt to soften the blow as much as I can. I like hanging out with you, but when it comes to this point, I think... I'm sorry, Yama, didn't mean to offend you. You what? I wasn't trying to replace her. I freeze. A sudden pain fills my lungs, like I'm breathing in fire. My vision spins for a moment and... no, I fight it. Then it's gone. My knees suddenly go weak and I stagger forward, quickly catching myself on the couch. Rui rushes forward, but I quickly throw out a hand. This. You see this? You're being a burden now. Oh, God, dude. Calm the fuck down. Calm down, dude. The words are too harsh. I regret them as soon as they slip out. Yeah, I regret them for you, asshole. Wait, this is me. Fuck. This is... that. Can you just let me think right now? It's what I've always said. It's what I've always said whenever I want to be alone. Well and truly alone. I need to think. It has nothing to do with it. And Rui knows this. I'll be right out. Good night. Goodbye. To make her feel this way is despicable. The back of my mind congratulates me with a wry, well, you got what you wanted. She'll make some other friends now. I silently watch Rui as she slips her shoes on and abruptly fixes me with a pleading look. See you tomorrow? Because she wants to know that everything will be okay. Because she wants everything to return to normal. I should go the whole way. I should say no, probably not, or maybe, we'll see. Instead, I send an automatic smile. Yeah, see you, Rui. Have a good night, Yama. The relief in her voice is palpable as she closes the door behind me. Or closes the door behind her. It takes everything in me to stop myself from catching up to her and offering to walk her back. Why is it, when it really comes down to it, I can't push people away properly? I can't even push people away properly. Given my prickly personality, I would have thought that I could do that easy. Guess not, though. Guess it's just another thing to add to the list of things Yama can't do. I kind of wonder if there's anything that's not on that list. I sit up, eating at the tense knot from my shoulders. Technically, I need to study tonight, but before that, I should try to wind down. I could watch Grover Mecker or read a book. There are choices. We are presented with choices again, but Lord Christ. Yo, we're gonna take just a second to look around. Okay, we're gonna take 2 seconds. 1 second to look around and make fun of the background, and then another second where let's just talk about what just happened. So I'm a third-year student in Japan. I've got my own place. I don't see my parents anywhere in the picture, but apparently they own a restaurant somewhere. And I've only had one real friend throughout the entirety of that time. She obviously likes me, and I obviously like her, but we don't want to say that because we don't want things to end on a sour note. I try to send her back so as to not get too close. And in doing so, I hurt the fuck out of her. And then she goes off thinking that we'll be okay tomorrow. Because I'm a absolutely unable to do anything good for nothing motherfucker. This is a story I feel like I've seen firsthand. It's actually awkward to me. Very awkward to me, but at the same time, it's a true thing that I feel like a lot of people have seen at some point in some way, shape, or form. All that being said, though, let's make fun of the background, shall we? First off, let's get on this little thing over here. What we got the GFC thing over here. We got a bucket of GFC over here. Freaking what are these? You can see different types of books over here. We got data, goats, DIA or DTA, goats. I can't tell what that one is. This is a little green apple thing. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be, but I also see this thing. It looks like a Mikasa, like a Attack on Titan reference. Not too sure. What's up with this picture right here? What's up with this picture? I'd love to know. Although I have a beautiful view. How much am I paying for this that it's low cost? I need... What the hell is going on in Japan that every student is able to afford stuff with a part-time job, or not even a part-time job? I'd love to know. And then what the hell is that supposed to be? I guess an AC. Actually, I've seen ACC like that, so it's probably an AC. What the fuck is this shit? Like, why is this... What the fuck is that? That's weird to me. I have no idea what the hell that's supposed to be. Alright, all that being said, I think we're done. But, you know what? I think I'm gonna play as me. I'm a little bit closer to me, so I'm not gonna read a book. I'm gonna watch Grover Mecker. Okay. Boot up the computer, open the browser, Grover Mecker. There we are. I am Jay Graves, the president. Many oppose me and my choices, so I must deal with their resistance the only way I know how. Grover Mecker, mobilize! The screen explodes into action as a teen in an oversized suit leaps off of a building, landing in a flashy somersault into the open palm of a giant robot. The robot lights up and strikes the pose with notably jerky movements, as if animated by stop motion. The beginnings of an admittedly catchy opening song are abruptly cut short with a sudden chanting. Give us AX President Son! We want AX President Son! And suddenly President Jay Graves is on the ground, his giant robot pet nowhere in sight. Strange. Was that a dream sequence or just bad editing? The president turns around, the camera pans out to reveal that he's standing in a broad field of wheat, reminiscing of old samurai movies. At the other end stands a guy hideously in some hideous recreation of the three different cosplays, swirl-eyed glasses perched on the end of his nose and a flannel headband embroidered with a giant heart wrapped around his unkempt hair. Heart wrap. What business do you have with the fine country of Akirima? This is supposed to be America, but not America. But I'm also in Japan. What the fuck? I don't know. The guy lowers his picket sign, which is half English and half in Japanese, and steps forward, pushing his glasses up to his nose. Boku no name is Otakabu. Keep it memorized, me President Son. Speak English, heathen. I am no gaijin. You just have no appreciation for foreign cultures, Otakabu. Culture? Yes. Yes, Japan. Yes, Japan, anime. Yes, Japan, anime, manga. Yes, Japan, anime, manga, sushi. Yes, Japan, anime, manga, sushi. They are worlds Ichiban. They are the world's Ichiban. Ha. Ackerman needs none of your poison. It needs righteous gatherings. Hunting. Barbecues. It needs righteous gatherings, hunting, barbecues, country fairs, and extreme sports and golf clubs. None of these weeaboo shenanigans. Wait, aren't you Japanese? Boku wa double weeaboo, of course. What the fuck am I watching now? Boku wa double weeaboo, of course. American culture. Who are weeaboos for Japanese culture? Why, that's genius. Otakabu thrusts his picket sign up high, up to the sky. Of course it is. Our glorious Nippon is genius, land of the rising sun. Approve our anime expo, President Son, and no blood will be spilled. Ha! Over my dead body. What the fuck? Then over your dead body it will have to be. He reaches into his backpack, which is blanketed with stickers of various anime figures, and throws a long rectangular pillow at President Graves. The wheel of fate is turning. In poorly green screen sequence, the pillow begins to transform into a giant doll in a Lolita dress with a wig, luscious purple hair pulled tight over its head. If I squint, I can see that its face is the doll with exaggerated blush, eyeliner, and lipstick. It's an atrocity to the eyes. No! Don't you dare hurt my daring goo! Yes, hold him, my waifu! my wife! President Graves flails his arms in struggle, but the dolls grips him tightly, an easy task considering that it's roughly 3 times his height. President Graves stares in disbelief at the towering frame. Fatal, which is languidly blind, blinks back at him with 2 looming painted eyeballs. What sort of shenanigans is this? My waifu is the very best, like no one ever was. Moe of the highest level. And a sudden burst of energy, President Graves throws the doll off of him. Waifu, Moe, this is America. This is, oh god, this is not America. This is Akirama. He reaches into his oversized suit and pulls out a trumpet from nowhere, playing a very out-of-tune military reveal. They the people need no waifu. They the people need no waifu. They need a true Akiraman hero. Captain Akiraman, mobilize. Are we gonna get the Avengers in this bitch? The field backdrop crumples to pieces as a teenage guy in a skin-tight wetsuit bursts onto the scene, swinging a pizza pan spray painted in red, white, and blue. Chugging behind him is the president's mech in all its red, white, and blue with an eagle motif glory, still animated in awkward stop motion. For liberty and freedom of speech. He leaps into President Graves' mech, which isn't the president using. Why isn't the president using it himself? And promptly pulverizing the waifu into the ground. He suddenly stops, one fist of the mech still raised high in the air. Wait. If Akrame has freedom of speech, shouldn't Otakabu be able to hold an anime convention? Why are you thinking? Public school should have whipped you by now. Okay, that's amazing. Oh, right. With a casual shrug, the mech hoists Otakabu over its head, spins him around a handful of times, and hurls him upwards. Otakabu is blasting off again. He disappears with a twinkle into the distant sky. President Graves nods triumphantly, clapping the dismounting Captain Arikama on the back with a steady hand. Good night, Akirama. May you sleep in peace. His phone gives a gentle trill as the credits begin to roll. Hello? Hey, girlfriend. Hey, girlfriend. You need to, totally get over here. There's, this big meeting and, people want you. Thank you, assistant. Farewell. Bye-bye. The phone clicks shut, and wait. Was that Yahiko's voice? Didn't he say he was the president's aide? I'm never gonna let him live this down. Well, it's time to study. I dig through my backpack and crack open a few books. This year will probably be really intense, with entrance exams coming up and all. Might as well do a little work. It'll be more of a pain to deal with nagging teachers than the work itself. After engrossing myself for some time, I check the clock. It's 11. Good enough. Maybe I should just apologize to Rui tomorrow. Indulging myself in our friendship, let everything go back to normal. Selfish of me, again, but maybe this time, I should just be selfish. What the fuck? Why is it so bright outside? Why is it already 8:30? I leap to my feet, scrambling, pull my clothes on, and tear out the door. It's kind of a weird thing. I'm not even a good student. In fact, I'm pretty much every teacher's nightmare. Being in a rush to get to school isn't like me. Maybe it's because there's a difference between choosing to ditch and ditching by accident. One is your conscious decision, and the other is not. Highly descriptive, I know. I'm told that my essays are a joy to read. And with all of that, guys, we come to the end of the first episode of Lucid9. Now, of course, as I do with every first episode, I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about. Do you enjoy it? Are you enjoying it? Do you guys want more? Do you guys not want more? Because it's totally fine. Like I said, there are tons of visual novels out there. If you guys aren't enjoying one, I of course can switch it up. But I of course am immediately wondering, what is the connection between the very beginning and what we got at the end. I don't see the connection immediately, and that's because that's how stories are meant to be. But at the same time, what are we thinking? Like, I've got a ton of questions of why the bus played so much important. What was Reed talking about when she said, "I'm not trying to replace her"? Like, there's so many like questions there that I'm just kind of like, something seems slightly off, just a little bit, But nonetheless, I digress. Guys, this has been Lucid9. This has been Storytime Saturday. We're in a new season. New season? I guess it's kind of a season. Every season is its own novel. Would you count that? Fuck it. We're in a new visual novel. Guys, this has been Lucid9. It's been Perk. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. It's also been real. I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you guys are enjoying. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.